Yeah, so I want to talk about this story of this strange happening. It was at a time there's a lot of strange happenings in my experience. This is maybe 2010. I'm not sure. I can't quite recall. Maybe 2013, somewhere around there. But anyway, there's a guy who was talking about a mountain he went to, and he had some kind of strange paranormal occurrence, and he aligned with his new worldview. But you have to test the spirits, okay? And I'm someone who's very opposed to censorship. Like, the spirit of censorship to me just says, well, you're just a manipulator of people, okay? The truth is not something you stand by. And when people are like prospering in society and they're censoring people, I don't really look at them as someone who's being helpful in my situation as a person and as a people's I want to know, and not in other people's situations either. When you look at stuff like the Gaza genocide, which is clearly a genocide, but the mystical religions are trying to say, it's just you got to harmonize your spirit with life, progress into a higher life form by just ignoring genocide. That's simply what we're looking at. It's not like that complicated. That's what we're looking at. But my experience on that mountain was like this, okay? So I was being harassed by so many different peoples. I was having this kind of like a world interaction where, like, Molech and the Temple of Solomon and the Shriners and the Masons and their and there's a lot of strange stuff about that. Yeah. So anyway, my strange experience was so I was in my car sitting up on that mountain because there's like a little park up there, and there was these little hat people. Couple. I can, just from like the way they looked, their genetic makeup, they look like little hat people. It was a man and a man and a woman, maybe in their 20s, and their look about them is just like, pale-skinned, busybody little hat people. I don't know if you understand what I'm talking about, because just like personality-wise, they're the kind of people who don't care about like Gaza genocide. They wouldn't give a damn about it, none in the slightest. Just give them their happy day, and they don't care. So it's very offensive to me. It's just a very offensive kind of spirit that you see in these people. But it's stranger. They had a baby carriage. Okay, I think it was a twin baby carriage, and I think the kid was walking or something. One's a kid in there in the baby carriage. I don't know. There was two kids, okay, and they're going forward. I can't remember now. I don't remember. It's a long time ago. I have to think about it. But they were either going forward with the baby carriage and the two couples and the two kids, and when they got out of sight, it's like a wooded area. And there's like trails everywhere. There's a little paved bike trail, and it goes in a circle. And there's also this little campsites all over the place. But and places to park. And when they got out of sight, one of the kids went "Ayah!" like screamed out, and then they came back into sight. Now I think they were walking backwards initially. I think initially they were walking backwards. And then they, were off site, and then they went, yeah, and then they went forward, but one of the kids was missing, okay? So it was a strange, very theatric thing. They were looking at me when I was looking, watching this, and it was a very theatric, strange thing. As if like saying, don't you understand? Hint, hint, don't you get it? Hint, hint. And instead of just like, talking to you forefront like Jesus did, or like Yahweh does in the Bible, or like any rational, sane person would. You understand? No, they're doing this kind of like, theater craziness. But that's what happened on that mountain, amongst other strange things. It was like a pretty significantly strange, just imagine that. Like someone walking backwards with a baby carriage and, a couple walking backwards. Like, Is that exercise? No. It wasn't just like a brief, it was like just the whole, right, in front of me. It's not normal. And then, yeah, and then the thing, it's very staged, and I would say it's esoteric manipulators. That's what it is.